I'm not like connect with Amrita or can all right, but Neeraj, you're up next.
I think we'll start in another 2 minutes because some more people are joining in, so we'll just start off in 2 minutes. So if anybody has not received the, you can say, template on the will, we put it on the chat window, so you can just download it from there as well.
Thank you, Neeraj. I know I heard your intro and another and following you there.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
So we'll just run you through. Thank you for joining in. And this is a topic which you can say is very important, but many people tend to, you can say, not give it the due importance. So I thought we will do a quick session. So I'll just tell you how we're going to be, you can say, running this. I'll take about 10 minutes to give you a brief about why is a will really important, and then with the template that I've already shared, we will reshare the template as well, so that we can actually go through by making a will right here, right now. So if everybody is good to go, you could just type yes on the chat window. Great.
Varun.
Yeah. So I'll start with a small presentation, hardly 10-minute presentation. Hope everybody is able to see the screen.
Yes.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, so we'll just start off. So that's why means we've always been hearing about this, where there's a will, there's a way. So I thought this is like the best time to speak about a will and understand why are we really, why is it important to actually have a will. So before that, I will just, you could say, want you to answer this again on the chat window, a quick poll on wills. What suits you best? Whether yes, I've made my will, no, I've not made a will, I don't have assets, or I have a small family, so I don't really need a will. I've not made a will, but I want to. I've not made a will, but it's too complicated. So A, B, C, D. If you can put that on the chat, your answers, what suits you.
You have to repeat ABCD.
No. So you can say you're able to see the screen.
Yeah. No, screen. No, you're not able to see the screen. Correct.
Not able to
Is
see
the
the
screen visible?
No, only your face is visible.
Yeah, we can't see Suraj. We can't see the
We cannot
screen.
see you.
But we can see only
Okay, just-
your. Yeah, you are not
just
shared.
a second. Just a second. I did a
Yes, yes.
yes.
Ah, now you got this.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So these are the 4 options. Yes, have made my will. No, I've not yet made a will because I don't think it's important. Then you have no, I've not made a will, but I want to. Great. Thank you. Thank you for everybody's responses. So you see, most of them are in C and D. There's one reply for B as well. Great. So let me take you through the presentation first to make you understand what is the real reason that you should be having a will as such. Here we go. The main reason to have a will basically is that it gives, you can say, you the option of choosing whom to give what in terms of your dependents, could be spouse, children, parents, as the case may be, as to what part of your assets, what part of your you could say portfolio you should go to be given to whom. It could be real estate, it could be gold, it could be mutual funds, shares, anything as such. So that's like the first reason to consider making a will, that it will give you the option to give what you want to give to whom. Next, avoidance of disputes, especially in, you can say, families with larger number of siblings and things like that. There could be disputes at a later date. So to make that more simpler, a will helps to a big extent as such. In terms of confidentiality, you can make a will and keep it to yourself. It could be kept with a lawyer for safe custody, means various things are there. So it's not that you have to be disclosing everything right there to the beneficiaries as such. I will try to keep the terminologies as simple as possible, but will being a legal document, I've just included one slide at a later page wherein we are going to speak about some of the terms that are needed to be put into the will. Next, making provision for minor children. So as we understand, means if families with younger children, a will is a very important document to safeguard their interest. Next, to transfer offshore assets for people owning foreign investments, foreign assets. Again, a will is something which is required. It helps to, you can say, smoothen the process. And this is a you could say tricky one, disinherit certain relatives. So if for some reason you choose not to give, you can say, any part of your assets to a specific relative, then a will can actually help you do that. Otherwise that can cause a dispute going forward as such. So these are some of the broad reasons why you should be looking at a will. Yeah. So some basics about a will. A lot of people did answer that it could be complicated. Mr. Shankaran, I see you've raised your hands, but you'll have to give me just like 2 minutes. We'll run you through this and then I will take some questions. Yeah. So contrary to, you can say, what most people have thought, a will need not be typed, stamped or registered. You can actually have a handwritten will and that is also legally valid. So next, the executor. Executor is basically a person who's going to be doing all actions required to distribute your assets. So it would be a person who will be in charge for, I think somebody is put their audio on. So if you can, that will be great. I will take up questions in a couple of minutes. So executor is a person who will be in charge for distributing your assets. It could be a beneficiary as well, who could be given in charge for managing the distribution as such. So some people are under the impression that we've put in a nominee in our bank accounts and mutual funds and demat account isn't that sufficient. But if you actually go by the legal terminology, nominees are only supposed to hold the investment for the beneficiaries. So they are not actually owners of the assets as such. This point nobody is really, or let's say most of us are not really aware of, but it's a very important thing that a nominee can be challenged if there is a dispute, because the nominee is just supposed to hold the investments and not the owner of the investment. So writing a nominee still helps on a financial asset, but let's say if you've got real estate, you've got gold, various other things, then a nomination will not really help in those kind of cases, because those are real assets. You need a will. For people who don't make their will, then it becomes really difficult for their beneficiaries to get access to assets like property. There could be, you can say, a long drawn legal process for this kind of thing. Next, people always wonder as to who will be a witness for the will and things like that. So witness can be anybody who's seen you make the will, but he or she need not be aware of the will. That is something which, again, to maintain confidentiality, you can get a will ready, sign the will before a witness. So the witness is only, you can say, witnessing that you've signed the will, and you were, you can say, absolutely fine when you signed the will. That's the job of a witness. Next, this is again an important part. So let's say if a husband is writing a will and all the assets are to be transferred in his wife's name, a wife cannot be a witness because she is a beneficiary. So this is something which we have to, you can say, make note of, that a witness cannot be a beneficiary. And will can be written how many ever times that you want. Today you might write a will giving assets to a particular beneficiary. 5 years later you want to make a change, you can absolutely, you can say, do any changes that you want at any point in time. It's a revocable. Will is revocable. That's what it means. So as I was telling that there are certain legal terminologies which we have to use in a will asset. So here are a few terminologies. Administrator, this is for people, you can say, where a court needs to appoint an administrator to distribute assets. It's not required if it's a will already written and thing. Next, a legacy or a bequest. These are the basic assets that you are distributing via a will. Codicil is basically means people are familiar with the addendum or a thing. So a codicil is pretty much a modification that you make to a will instead of changing the full will. Executor, executrix, as I already mentioned, this is the person who will be in charge for distributing the assets of which you made in the will. Legatee, this is a beneficiary, again a legal term for a beneficiary, so we prefer to use it as beneficiary itself. Probate, probate is you can say legal, wherein the court actually will verify the contents of the will and give it a legal approval. This is an optional thing for most people except for residents of Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. I mean, this is going on from the British era, that probate is mandatory for assets which are held in these three jurisdictions, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. So since the most important aspect is, you can say, choosing a executor, so I've just given you some basic criteria which you should be looking at while choosing an executor. He or she should be a well-wisher of the family. Again, should be younger and healthier than the testator, so you should not be making a person much older to you as a executor. Means it goes without saying, honest, faithful and with integrity as such. A minor cannot be an executor. you can have an individual, a company, a trust, a bank, anybody can be an executor for your will as such. Point to note is that an executor and a beneficiary can be same as well. So a spouse can also be an executor, but you'll have to get that person fully aware of the kind of activity that is required to complete this whole process. So I think might be at this stage I will just, you can say, hold on for a minute and ask if anybody's got any questions so that I can quickly answer that before moving forward. I see one question on the chat. What about nominees in fixed deposits? So nominees, again, be it fixed deposit, savings account, these are all only legally only trustees. So let's say if you've nominated a different individual in your will and a different person as nominee in the bank, then the actual FD or the savings deposit belongs to the person, is the beneficiary as per the will. The nominee is supposed to just take the money from the bank and hand it over to the beneficiary as per the will. Yes. Mr. Chandran?
Two or three questions, all related.
Yes.
What is the difference between nominee and the beneficiary? I didn't get the full aspect of it.
Sure.
And
So
the second one, I have a property both in Chennai and Mumbai. So that means I need to create two different wills and get it probate because of the government of Maharashtra and Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Is that how I should do?
No, you can have one will itself, but what will happen is that the beneficiaries at that point in time will have to get the will probated in the court. That is what it means, because it's in Chennai and Mumbai. So it becomes mandatory for a probate.
Okay. And the difference between nominee and beneficiary, one more time, if you can.
Yes. So a nominee, basically when we appoint a nominee in any financial assets, legally speaking, the nominee is actually supposed to take the asset, in this case, let's say a fixed deposit, for example, and hand it over to the beneficiary as per the will. If it's one and the same, then there is no complication at all. But otherwise, if there is a nominee separate person and a will beneficiary as a separate person, then the nominee's responsibility is just to take that particular investment out from the bank and hand it over to the benefit of the beneficiary as per the will.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So, Suraj, can you hear me?
Yes, please tell me, sir.
Yeah. Suppose in the eventuality when the nominee beneficiary is not available or not alive, and nominee is alive, then automatically does it go to nominee?
So
The
the thing is
property?
that in the will you can have multiple beneficiaries.
I know. Okay.
In a waterfall mechanism, you can have a beneficiary one. If not beneficiary one, then beneficiary two.
Okay. Yeah.
So you will have that. If a nominee is claiming the thing, it again depends as to who is that nominee.
No. Suppose only one nominee. Suppose, for example, your wife is the beneficiary, your daughter is the nominee.
Yes, then there is no challenge at all. That is absolutely
No
fine.
challenge. No, automatically, in case the eventuality wife is not alive, automatically it goes to nominee, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. I'll just continue in 2 minutes and then we'll again think as such.
Suraj?
Yes, Mr. Sridhar.
Yeah, keen to know the difference between nominees and a will.
No, so nominee is just, you can say, you can have a nominee only for financial assets, whereas a will be for not only financial assets, it will also be for real assets, which is like real estate and gold. It could be art. It could be various things which will all be covered under will. So will is all encompassing, and you can say put it only in financial assets.
Okay, so non-financial asset will is required. For financial asset, nominee should be good enough, correct?
but a will overrides nominee as well.
Okay.
So just next slide, I'm just giving you some details. Later on, I'll be sharing the slides as well. So I'm going to, for want of time, move in a little faster to the will part of it. But these are different ways as to how you'd be able to give the property to the beneficiary as such. Yes. So some basic tips before we start the will. Most important is to date your will, because otherwise it can create complications at a later date. So a will must be dated. Next, it must be signed by the testator. Testator is the person who is writing the will. So without signature, there is no validity to the will. And it should, you can say, the whole intent of a will is that you have to give certain instructions for, you can say, distribution of property post, you can say, the testator's death as such. I think somebody is on. Yeah. Sorry. So a will must be witnessed by at least 2 witnesses. That's like the most important aspect of the will, that there have to be 2 third-party witnesses. As I said, that the beneficiary cannot be a witness. So a spouse cannot be a witness. It could be someone who is not a beneficiary of the will. Next, as I mentioned, a witness need not read the content of the will before signing it. The witness is only witnessing that you are, you can say, writing the will and you're of sound mind. Nothing else is being witnessed. So the witness need not know what your assets are to whom you're giving the money, are the assets as such. Yeah. So these
I
are
have
some
one.
basic.
I have one doubt. Can I ask?
Sure, sir.
The testator's wishes must be carried out into effect after his death. After whose death?
No. So the will has to say that after my death, the property will be given to so and so.
Testator's wishes. You know what? The testator is the person who writes the will, no?
Yes. So
who creates the.
Correct. So the will has to say, basically the reason for that is that I cannot make a will document and say that next month this property will go to my wife, this property will go to my son, because that involves stamp duty and things. So that's why they say that it has to be carried into effect after the testator's death. So will come into effect only if the person writing the will is not around. That is what it means.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I will just hope everybody is, you can say, downloaded the document or received the document on the mail, so that we will now, you can say, go through with the will document. I will just take you through.
Suraj, you offer the service of executing a will?
I will be able to only guide people. Okay, a good point actually. So I just want to also bring it that today when we are making the will, one second, just.
You can be executed for all of us on this call.
No, I will just be guiding you. There is a lot more that goes on, but at the same time, in the next 15 minutes, you will have a will which is legally valid and you can use it. So it's not that we are making something like a dummy document. It's an actual will that we will be making right now. So let me just take you through the process. Hope everybody has got the copy of the will, so you can actually start filling it at the same time. Otherwise, you can anyways just go through the process. It's very, very straightforward. The whole idea of this is that you should not be worried whether can I make a will, how do I make a will, and things like that. So I'm just putting in the details now as such. We can format it later. Just going to be highlighting what is to be done. This is where your name will come in. Please put your full name as per, you can say, Aadhaar, as per PAN, passport, whatever document which you have your full name, better to put that. Then strike off as per applicable. Put in your father's name. Hope everybody has got the document. We put it up again on the chat window multiple times. So if somebody is joined in late or somebody has not received my mail, the document is there on the chat. We'll reshare it as well just now, so that you can actually be writing in the will as well. If anything is missed out, we can of course get on a call and just clarify a few things later on as well. That's not an issue. Here, when you will put in your nationality, religion, follow it up with your PAN or Aadhaar number, address, most important, put in today's date or whenever you actually complete the will. If you do it today, wonderful.
And Suraj, why religion is required in this? Nationality and religion?
Sure. So what happens is that there are different laws governing different religion. So Hindus are, you can say, guided by Hindu Act. Then Muslims, Christians, each of them are guided by separate acts. So there are different beneficiaries if the will is not there. So that's why it's better to put in your nationality and religion over here. Nationality more from a fact that if you have any foreign assets and things like that. So at that point in time, it helps. So.
And we need both PAN and Aadhaar, or just one of them is fine?
Anyone means it could be PAN, it could be Aadhaar, it could be passport, any document which you have your full updated details. Because many people have, you can say, initials in one, full name in one. So, and just this point, it says last will and testament. So when we mention the word last, this is again just a legal terminology, that this is the most recent one. Let's say if you had a will previously, that's the point that we make. If you had any will, testament, codicils earlier, you're, you can say, disposing that, and this is your updated will assets. That's why the word last. But it does not mean that you cannot change it. Again, let's say 6 months later you want to update it, you can. So next, my family consists of, means you can put in your spouse, children, parents. Next, coming to executors. This is like the most important aspect in terms of the will. I know I've been telling you this is the most important, this is the most important. Actually, all of them are important. So put in the person whom you expect to help in distribution of the assets.
Could you like Suraj?
This could be, you can say, the beneficiary. It could be your spouse. It could be, you can say, a sibling. It could be anybody whom you have 100% trust on, that they will act in the interest of your family members. So put in the executor's name, put in their address. You can also put in a second executor as a backup. You can have a third executor as well. I mean, there's no restriction in terms of number of people that you would want to put in as executors, but put in their name, relationship in case they're related to you. Or as you said, that it could also be a institution who's going to be an executor, then this relationship and things that do not come, but a contact person over there. Then you
so the executor can be a witness?
So executor can be a witness only if he or she is not a beneficiary.
Got it.
If the executor is also a beneficiary, then he cannot be